Hey guys, welcome to thebonnelife training. A couple of months ago I did a video of cattle dogs and children, or just any dogs with children, and I kind of just showed a good example of what my dogs were like, but I didn't really talk about how they're like that or the different training techniques I use to get them that way. So in this video we're going to talk about cattle dogs, or dogs in general, jumping, nipping, pushing them over, knocking them over and stuff like that. So yeah, here we go. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is how dogs are often knocking children over. Yes, thank you. She's holding my script. The first thing I want to talk about is dogs knocking children over. Some dogs are really food motivated and other dogs are toy motivated. And Kurt here, she loves her toys. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the toy. And if your dog is not gentle with kids, I recommend trying this on a leash. You don't want to put your kids in any kind of danger or have your dog knock them over. So the first command that I'm going to teach is how to be gentle, like when you're throwing a toy or you don't want the dogs backing up into the kids. So if your dog is not gentle with your children, I don't want you putting your kid in any kind of danger. So you want to start this out maybe on a leash if that's what it takes for you. I'm just going to give you an example of a good dog with courage here. Huh, Courage? Want your toy? Huh? Courage? Huh? Courage? Take it. Take it. So I don't know if you noticed how eager she is to get her stick. Courage, take it. So she goes quickly, but when she was around Lena, she was very gentle. So what I did when I started this out, she used to knock her over all the time when she was a little kid. And so I would start by taking the toy, and I would lay it right next to her, and I would tell Courage to take it, but be gentle. Your dog needs to know the gentle command here. So if you have not taught them that, I would recommend doing that before trying any of this. So I would take the toy, and I would put it, and I would tell her to take it, but be gentle. So she'd go for it and then really realize that she needed to be gentle with it. And then she would start by being like that. So whenever you throw a toy and they're getting ready to knock over a kid, they're backing up, something like that, you can be gentle and it'll just make them aware. We actually say gentle with the children. So when we say children, the dogs know what we are talking about, which is also something really nice, a nice word to teach your dog. Gentle with the children, or watch the children, something like that. Highly recommended. Where's Justice? Where's Courage? Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm using a different dog because she's not as well trained. I don't think I could get my two girls to jump on me if I tried. But what I do is I like to create this scenario. If they chase children when they run, I like to create that scenario so we can really concentrate and work on it hard. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage Abby not to jump on me, but I'm going to tell her she's a good girl and I love her and you're amazing, and maybe even jump a little bit. And as soon as she jumps on me, I'm like, we're not doing that. And I'm not going to pet her, I'm not going to do anything. She's very physically affectionate, so until she sits down and calms down, I'm not going to pet her. You can use this if you have company coming over. You can use this in your own household. You don't want them on the furniture or anything. So it's just a really handy command in general, but it's not necessarily directed towards children, but it will help, and your dog will not jump on children because they know that it is unacceptable no matter what. So Abby here, she can sit if we are focused and we are calm and we are not excited. But the second we get company or kids start running around or I even talk to her cute, she gets all excited and she wants to jump on me. So I'm going to create that scenario right now. Oh, Abby, Abby, hey, are you a good girl? That. So as soon as she sits down, you want to pet her. Good job. Huh? Are you a good girl? No. Good girl. You're a good girl, aren't you? Huh? No. Abby, you a good girl? Ah. Abby, you a good girl? Huh? Are you a good girl? Yes, you're a good girl, huh? What's going on? Abby, Abby, are you a good girl? No. Abby, you a good girl? Abby, good girl. Ah. Good girl, huh?
See, whenever you sit down, you get the loving you want. Yes, I love everybody. Everyone's good girl.
Okay, so I know that was kind of painful to watch, but it is a long process. It is doing that over and over and over again in a controlled environment. Abby is not a very well-behaved dog. Her owner let her jump and eat and do whatever the heck she wanted. So it's really, really new for her to have rules and to have boundaries. She is getting better, but it's a slow process because she was 2.5 before she came to us. So we're working on that, but something similar to what I was doing, just encouraging them, don't tell them up or anything like that, but just tell them how much you love them and what good boys or girls they are. And that normally a dog that jumps will kind of provoke that. So you can start with doing that, and it is going to stop it. And then one day you're going to have company, and you might have a situation where you have to let them know that it's not okay with company and it's not okay with anybody, but that is how I would start. So tip number 3 is not something I can really show you because all 3 of our dogs have been taught this. It was one of my priorities when I got cattle dogs because they are prone to chasing children and nipping. But what you do is, again, you create the scenario. You stand in the middle. If you have a couple of kids or some neighborhood kids that you can get to do this with you, that is great. So stand, tell them to run around you in a close circle. Your dog's going to get excited. They can shout, they can jump, they can do whatever they want. And the second your dog says, you know what, I'm going to chase them, I recommend having them on a leash if they're not extremely well behaved. Let them know that's not okay. Have the kids do it again. Run around. As soon as the dog even stands up, let them know they have to sit down. And then eventually you'll be able to do that off leash. It is, again, a slow process, but it is worth it because then you can go to the dog park or you can go to the regular park and you don't have to worry about your dogs chasing a child or jumping on a child or tripping a child because they know that they are not allowed to run with them. If you do want your dog to run with your children, that is totally fine. But that is going to be another thing you'll have to do, is take the leash and run with them. When the dog is too close to the child, let them know you're not okay with it. Because I know a lot of people do enjoy their dogs running out in the yard with kids. But, you got to stop the nipping, the jumping, the tripping. They need to know boundaries. When they're with a pack of dogs, they're not tripping each other. They're not running into each other. They're not nipping each other's heels. So your dog sees you as a pack. But you just have to set rules and boundaries that they can understand. So I know that was a lot of information and a lot of talking. I didn't even say everything I wanted to say because there is a lot to these tricks and tips. It's not just something you do easily. Anyway, if you need more advice or help, feel free to email me. We are also on Facebook, and I do have a website where I offer personal online courses or in person if we're near each other. Be sure to like and subscribe this video. Thank you so much.